it's time for us to do our first 15. Yeah. Now, remember, this first 15, driven by Ram trucks, is certainly aiming to be a 15-minute segment, okay, where we take the top 5 headlines coming out of the NFL Sunday slate and we chit-chat about them. But it's not first 15 minutes necessarily. Can we please put the clock up here? It's not necessarily a first 15 minutes. It's first 15 plays with the goal to be in 15 minutes. Last week was 42 minutes.
Close. We're getting better.
Okay.
Kind of starting to iron it down a little bit.
Touchdown drive.
This was like Texans
Niners.
Methodical. That's the possession that we had, which, by the way, they're saying record-breaking possession time since like 2006. Texans absolutely dominated the 49ers in that entirety. So we're going to try to get through these. Last week was the first time we mentioned how long it was, and we went longer than we've ever gone before.
Sure.
So let's try to keep this one tidy.
Right,
tidy?
Okay.
Tidy.
Here we go.
Tidy.
Tidy on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tidy.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with number 5 headline. Start the clock. An absolute shite Sunday slate. Listen, we're just going to read through the scores here, okay? We're just going to read through the scores. 38-14, 35-25, 32-13, 44-24, 30-16, 40-9, 26-15, 23-3, 38-20, 34-10, and then in a barn burner, okay? The Jets win 39-38 over the Bengals. Okay, so that's the only game that was within one score. Everything else, absolute shite across the board. And don't look now, as I mentioned, 11.5-point spread tonight.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota traveling into the kingdom, in the Chiefs' kingdom, as an 11.5-point dog. Now, we believe that this Commanders team is on a good trajectory. We like what Washington's doing. We appreciate what the Commanders are doing. Cliff Kingsbury's an absolute dog. The Chiefs is better than the Chiefs have been. Mm-hmm. And they're at home. And we all believe that they're probably going to win the game. And if it's anything like what yesterday was, this might be a 35-point game.
Yeah.
We didn't know that the NFL could produce this. We didn't know that every single game could be a blowout. We started watching those games yesterday, and it's like you got the quad box on, and then you got Red Zone Channel, and you're like, I must be missing some games. Where are these at? And you just see shite score. And it's like, well, modern NFL, there is no such thing as a shite score. Everybody can come back. They didn't. Everybody was dead early. This thing was over quick. The NFL obviously can't thrive off of this, but these are nice reminders every once in a while that any given Sunday, if you don't show up, you can get your ass beat, Debo.
Yeah, you just mentioned this is the complete opposite of what the NFL is on a week-to-week basis. Typically, it comes down, it's a one-possession game, it's a 2-minute drive, kicking a field goal, scoring a touchdown, something like that, but it's just a bunch of blowouts. Probably expected the Colts Titans to be a blowout. I expect a much better game with the Broncos Cowboys. And then the Dolphins surprisingly beat the shit out of the Falcons. So, just a surprising slate all around.
Yeah, we always say on any given Sunday, there's a lot of teams in this league right now who are either bad or on any given Sunday are capable of laying an egg, for sure.
Well, so we played the Pittsburgh Steelers and got blown out a couple times whenever we were on the Indianapolis Colts.
Good days.
And it was good days for you, for sure. It's a nice reminder whenever you ask, because we had a good team.
Yeah.
And you just get killed. Mm-hmm. And it's like you ask the coaches around those times or the players around those times, like the OGs, it's like, this could happen a week. You just get a couple guys that don't show up and play good at a couple positions. That's what the NFL is. I think that's what, people think these teams are shite, so people get into the conversation. You know what? Saints would lose to Ohio State. Indiana would be able to beat the Saints or something like that. People start saying that type of stuff, especially whenever teams are terrible. Then there's always a reminder hey, these are professional athletes getting paid a professional check to play football. And every once in a while, the universe comes together and you can be great. And every once in a while, the universe comes together and says, you guys suck today. And that can certainly happen to any team.
And as soon as you think you got it figured out, even as fans or on the outside looking in, I thought I knew, who the Falcons were at this point. Okay, maybe they're a much better team. Even the Steelers, I thought the Steelers would show up. The Cowboys, we knew their defense was absolute shite, but I thought they could at least put up points offensively and kind of get in a shootout with the Broncos. So, a lot of question marks still next to a lot of these teams up there.
Stat from Hembo and ESPN Research. There's only been one game decided by single digits on Sunday. Sunday was the first day with 1 or 0 games decided by single digits since December 20th, 1970.
Come on.
That's nuts. It's emerging.
Shite indeed. Good addition.
Dude, that's almost Hasta Muerte.
Yeah, bingo.
That is almost Hasta Muerte, dude. Okay, so it was shite indeed, says Hembo, which we agree, Hembo. Shite indeed. I didn't read the 1970 part of that stat. I just did the whole That's a long time of football not being shite. We were there for it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we lived through it.
Yep.
COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was of the age, 2001, lived through that.
Sure.
Worst football game of all time, or worst football Sunday of all time, basically. We were a part of that for the NFL.
Well, and the real kicker is, typically if we have a shite slate, there's still like maybe 1 or 2 games where they'll at least be close, going down the stretch. I mean, Jets Bengals, like that was just like hey, you have red zone. I'm like, oh wow, hey, Jets are starting to come back a little bit. Like I wasn't paying any attention to that game, and it turns out to be by far the best game of the day.
Shout out, there's a lot of potential, spiritual stuff with that particular game too for Jets legend
sure.
Nick Mangold passing away. We would like to send our condolences and positive prayers and vibes, obviously, to his family. He and AJ Hawk were I think best friends since they're kids. Same high school, obviously roommates at Ohio State. So we've learned a lot about Nick Mangold, got to know him a lot. Absolute legend of a human. Everything you hear about him, just know that it's in every aspect of his life. Oh, this guy was a great teammate. Oh, this guy's a great business partner. Oh, this guy's a great dad. This guy's a great husband. This guy's great. Everything about him was great. We had a chance to catch up with him a couple weeks ago when everything was going on, and I was trying to get some more information on how we could help maybe on the program, and just chatting with him. Still talking shit, still quick. The beard was still good. I mean, you're talking utter surprise here. Society has lost a great man. So the Jets getting a huge win on that day was cool. Mm-hmm. That was cool to see. Now, I don't think anybody was expecting a 39-38 win, but that being the only game that was really in it stinks for the NFL. But boy, if you're on one of those winning teams, let's enjoy these.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy these. Because, most games very scary. Are we going to lose this or are we going to win? Just being able to, about third quarter, just say, we're way better in this game. Let's go ahead and enjoy this a little bit.
Rest your starters.
You had to call the game for the Colts Titans. Mm-hmm. I assume you did a great job. I haven't gone back and listened to it, but the boys, we had an ear on it so we could pull any clips for it. You did a great job on that. You had to work that entire game, all the way down to the end. Mm-hmm. We were having a good time this week. Just know we were enjoying the hell out of this particular game. And although many would say this game was shite, as a Colts fan, I'd like to let you know it was fantastic watching that man do his thing. All right, let's go to the number 4 headline here. Now, listen, I like that there's a new holiday. Anytime we can create something to celebrate something, I'm with it. Okay? So the people that push against some of these things that happen, it's too gimmicky, it's too whatever. Like the super duper cup that the NBA put in.
For sure.
In the middle of the thing, the commissioner cup or whatever the hell it is. The
NBA Cup.
NBA Cup. Yeah, sorry, the NBA Cup. They put it in the middle of the season. Everybody's like, this is a gimmick. It's like, who cares? We're celebrating. We're getting our trophies. I think they shouldn't be hanging the banners next to the other banners, but we should still enjoy it. So when National Tight Ends Day was created by this tight end university boys who were trying to absolutely build a brand of what their position is, which are dogs across the board. You got to be tough enough to block. You got to be athletic enough to be able to get open and catch the ball. And normally going to have to be the mentality setter for your entire team. This tight end position is insane, especially with the amount of talent that there is. And there's a National Tight Ends Day that should be celebrated. And it feels like defensive coordinators should understand the day is existing as well. I know the NFL puts out tweets and puts out shirts and shit like that. I think defensive coordinators need to have somebody on the horn saying, hey, what's going on this weekend? Oh, it's National Tight Ends Day. Do you think offense coordinators are going to target tight ends a little bit more because of that? Defense coordinator saying, no. Everybody else around going, yeah. Tight ends went off yesterday. And it feels like every year on National Tight Ends Day, tight ends go crazy. Tucker Kraft was the main event. He went absolutely absurd. What is the Tucker Kraft story? He grew up on a Native American reservation?
Yeah, correct. In South Dakota, grew up on the reservation and actually was named an honorary member of the tribe because obviously lived on it through high school and everything. But yeah, he's an absolute dog.
Yes, he is. He did a kip up last night on that sod that was unbelievable. Runs people over. He's like ultimate warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He just and then it seems like when he gets to the ropes and gets the ball, it's just like this as well. I couldn't even fathom. They were saying 9-on-9 football or something like that. Imagine him playing basketball. Imagine anything. Now, granted, there's probably that was filthy.
Yeah.
The
athlete.
The amount of explosivity that requires.
He did not push off with his hands either.
Yes, he did.
They were just there. If you see that other angle, he didn't push. He didn't put.
It's just a balance.
Yeah, he didn't push it.
Okay, because humans like me, even on a springy floor, I need to use hands to shoot myself up.
Sure.
Not athletic enough. You're saying he just wanted to see where the ground was. He was maybe holding the ground down, actually.
Yeah, it could have been.
So that he could
I didn't know
propel
humans
himself.
did it without their hands.
Oh, what's that?
I didn't know humans did that without their hands.
Drew McIntyre actually just from back, no hands, just kicks himself all the way.
That's
makes
the
sense.
Scottish psychopath.
Yeah.
He's not
actually.
It's actually quite calculated, cerebral, but
whatever it takes, that's an insane thing. But all these tight ends go absolutely crazy. I mean, you go through Goddard had 2 touchdowns. Then you got George Kittle, Tongs, Hunter Henry, Njoku, Harold Fannin Jr., Mason Taylor, Gunnar Helm, Charlie Collar, and then let's not even forget Tyler Warren exists. Didn't score a touchdown on National Tight Ends Day. Kind of screwed Gumpy over on a touchdown parlay. Gumpy was refusing to have a good time because Tyler Warren didn't get in the end zone early. I said, you're a part of the problem, Gumpy, not a part of the solution here. Should have cashed out whenever it was a $25 bet for $900. You decided to continue to run. That's on you. That is not on Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's an absolute dog, as are all of these tight ends. Breece Hall throws an incredible touchdown here as we're mossing folks with Mason Taylor. But D-Butts, the position's difficult. I know nickel, obviously, the third corner in, which is now a part of basically every defense's starting pack. Normally have to square off against tight ends. When did the tight end position transition into these monsters that they are in today's game start to happen? And what did defenses try to do to combat it?
I mean, Antonio Gates kind of revolutionized it, I would say, in our age group. Winslow before that as a Charger tight end. But, yeah, Gronk was kind of like he was the hybrid, which kind of Kittle is, great blocker and then also great receiver. Then Travis Kelce became almost like a bonus wide receiver. But yeah, they're a matchup problem. They're just so big, they're so athletic, and because of their range, their catch range, their radius, they're always open. Even when the DB or linebackers on them, they can just box you out and go up there and get a rebound. They are just phenomenal talents. And not to mention on Thursday night, Rondé Gaston Jr. He balled out for the Chargers as well, which another Dolphin legend son that we could have drafted just like Mason Taylor, but that's neither here nor there.
Hunter Henry is now the pillar of the Patriots. Is he the longest tenured New England Patriot up there, it feels like?
That's a good question, probably. But, I mean, even on that list of rookies, like Mason Taylor, D-Butch just mentioned, he won the game for the Jets. Breece Hall threw the touchdown. Like, Mason Taylor stepped up in the biggest moment, and then if there is one bright spot of that shite Tennessee Titans team, it's Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm has been really good for them too. So
and Cam Ward.
And Cam Ward, and then also Harold Fannin Jr. for the Browns. He was the only guy making plays for Cleveland yesterday. Like, it's impressive, these young tight ends coming in.
I love the position as a whole, just because those guys, back in the day would probably be moved to either defensive end or maybe offensive line,
put on some weight.
Or maybe, hey, go play some hoops. Hey, you're an incredible athlete. You're seemingly not big enough, but too big. Maybe go play some hoops. Now this position is like, hey, if you are the freakiest athlete, we got the position for you. And that's seemingly what it's become.
Yeah.
And
matchup problems.
Yep. Congrats to the tight ends. Happy National Tight End Day. Austin Muerte. National Tight End Day.
Hell yeah.
National Tight End Day. All right, let's go to the number 3 headline coming out of our football weekend. High school miracles. Now, high school football, obviously, is something that we all love. We all grew up being a fan of. Obviously, it's folklore, it's fairy tale. Well, there's 2 high school situations that happened on Friday night that need to be seen. Let's start here in Indiana, about an hour and 10 minutes northeast of where we sit here. 2A football, Eastbrook versus Alexandria. Eastbrook, undefeated on the season. Alexandria needs to win to move on in the playoffs. Eastbrook already has it cemented. We are now with 11 seconds left in the game. Alexandria has the ball. 4th down. Got to run an 11-second play. What do they end up running? Run back, can still run away, throws it, boom, 4 seconds left. Okay, so now there's 4 seconds left for Eastbrook, the undefeated powerhouse of 2A. Bodie Howe comes in, number 15, quarterback for Eastbrook. Go ahead, play it. What are we going to run? Well, obviously, we're going to run hook and ladder in the annexation of Puerto Rico. Okay, that might be a forward lateral there. Ref didn't call it, though. No. Stripes down here didn't see it. Bodie Howe gets the ball back. He's at his own 15. He's at his own 11. He's getting the edge. Bodie Howe, quarterback, Eastbrook, 6'1", 205-pound senior out of Eastbrook. Fumbling, jumping.
Oh, no.
Scoring.
Wow. Let's go.
Hold the phone.
Got to go.
What do you mean?
Hold the phone. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, no.
It's got to be the forward lateral, right? Back there at the beginning.
Has to be.
No, it was forward laterals way back there.
Yeah, well, turns out it's not forward lateral. It was actually a block in the back on the offensive team.
Oh.
Okay? So you go ahead and pick that flag up. Congratulations, no play, we're over. Nope. As there was a lineup for handshakes, because each of these teams thought it was over after a block in the back was called on Eastbrook, the refs say, get back on the sidelines. There's one more untimed down.
How does that work?
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Indiana
Bodie Howe gets an opportunity. Bodie Howe's not asking, hey, this ain't Bodie's fault.
No.
Bodie and the Eastbrook boys, this ain't our fault. Hey, listen, they gave us another play. That's what we got to do. Bodie Howe going to take advantage of it?
Wing T?
Yeah, he is. Wing T. 3 wide receivers. Whoa! Give me that.
Wow.
So now they score a touchdown. Okay, so on time down after their own block in the back, after a forward lateral potential, hook and ladder, annexation of Puerto Rico. That's not their fault. Hey, not your blinders.
Exactly.
It's not Bodie Howe's fault at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now they need to pick up the 2-point conversion. 29-27. You think Bodie Howe's not going to pick it up? Yeah, right. Roll right, out of pocket, jump, back, fade away. Give me that. Tie ball game. Let's go to overtime. Well, Alexandria scores a touchdown on their first series. Eastbrook has to answer. You think Bodie Howe's going to answer? Yeah. I'm keeping it. Touchdown. What do? They going to tie it up? They going to tie it up or are they going to go for 2? Go for 2.
Oh, no.
Bodie Howe. Pitchman's open. No way. I'll take it. They win.
Wow.
Eastbrook remains undefeated. Alexandria. Wow. Alexandria, like I say, hard-fought game. That's incredible work. Way to show resiliency and score in overtime. On that note, Bodie Howe. This guy's unstoppable.
Yes, he is.
This guy's unstoppable.
What a name.
Yeah, it is a great name.
What a name. What a game. That's a tough one though. Are you familiar with the rules here in the state?
So in my eyes, in my head, the only time you ever extend a game untimed down is when there's a defensive penalty. Offensive penalties, I never thought there was an extension of the time. Because offense wants another play. So if they make a mistake, they're getting rewarded almost by making a mistake. So I always thought the defensive penalty was leading to the untimed down. Is that how you viewed it?
I thought so as well. Like, maybe that's just us covering and playing pro sports. I feel like it was that way in college, but it probably changes state by state with these rules. But this was absolutely wild.
Tone Diggs just sent the rule, and I think we can pull it up right now. But the teams thought it was over too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teams, the full video has them. Yeah, the announcer. Now, granted, we had the Alexandria announcer.
Sure.
He was not as pumped up as the Eastbrook announcer
Eastbrook's
is
way
on the other side. Oh my God, a miracle! Okay, so Article 3, a period shall be extended by an untimed down if one of the following occurred. There was a foul by either team, and the penalty is accepted, except for those fouls listed in 334. There was a double foul. There was an inadvertent whistle. A touchdown was scored. The try is attempted unless the touchdown is scored during the last down in the fourth period, and the point would not affect the outcome of the game or playoff qualifying. If a touchdown was scored, the try is attempted unless the touchdown is scored during the last down of the fourth period, and the points would not affect the outcome of the game or playoff.
What's that mean?
The list in 334.
Somebody's going to have to explain that to us. We're all very surprised by it. And congrats to them getting a huge win in Eastbrook and sorry to Alexandria. And then in Plumboro. Okay.
Pennsylvania?
Sure.
The Plum Mustangs.
Wow.
We're playing the Penn Hills.
I know that name. That's where.
Is it still? Is it still?
I don't know. I don't want to say their mascot name.
Is it still?
Aaron Donald's home. Lot of good football. Fralick, lot of good football in Penn Hills. Plum Penn Hills rivalry. Okay, a lot of similar humans. Okay, a lot of similar humans. A little bit different. A lot of very similar style.
They border
very close to each other. Okay, so this is a.
Nick basically lived in Penn Hills.
This is a rival. Yes, exactly. This is a rivalry. Penn Hills has always been better than Plum. Penn Hills is always
at football.
At football. Every other thing we got them. Every other thing we got them. Football though, they've certainly had us. Together the playoffs. Plum needs a win at home. How you doing? Well, Austin Kolonkowski. Austin Kolonkowski, Section 1 Soccer Player of the Year. Has his field goal blocked. The wherewithal. He picks it up. Is he going to get tackled? I don't think so. Strong soccer player, kicker, survives 15 yards after contact. Scores a touchdown because the boys rally. Plum's going to the playoffs. And Austin Kolonkowski, the player of the year in Section 1, Class 4A, is obviously an absolute dog. I believe the Plum soccer team is currently on a playoff run. And now, because of that, The Plum football team is also on a playoff run. They're going to go to USC. Okay, that's going to be tall task.
Home with Sean
Is that
Lee.
a good squad, too?
Oh, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're a pretty good team.
You know Sean Lee?
We're not worried about nothing.
Penn State?
We're not worried about nothing.
That's where he's from.
We're going to give Austin Kolonkowski the
Dallas
ball.
Cowboys?
We should think about
There you
maybe
go.
giving Austin Kolonkowski the ball. And Johnny Nonnenberg spinning it. The boys are ready for the moment. Congrats to Plum getting a miraculous win here. Blocked kick.
Tush push.
Kicker picks it up. Go ahead, let me grab this. Penn Hill's guy has him immediately.
That's illegal.
Feels like they're
What's illegal?
That's illegal
Being
right
too
there. It's
strong?
football.
Being too
Ain't
strong?
rugby.
We're not going to
These
get into
high school
that.
rules.
Shout out to high school football showing up. And number 2 headline coming out of the weekend in our eyes is we're running it back to the 80s.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Running backs are leading the top teams in the league. Jonathan Taylor with the Indianapolis Colts, absolutely insane. James Cook, obviously absurd with the Bills. And guess who's back? Back again. Saquon Barkley had his day yesterday. A.J. Brown not playing because of a hamstring injury. And against the New York Giants, obviously massive rivalry in the beautiful Kelly green uniforms, which the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated in. Saquon Barkley found his groove. Saquon got all the way back to who he was last year whenever he led them to a Super Bowl. And the offensive line, same damn thing. Jalen Hurts obviously under center a bit more is the stats that you're going to hear from Dan Orlovsky in the second hour because he's been calling for this for a while. But it feels like the Eagles might have got their groove back, Debo.
Yeah, sometimes just take that one big player, that one big game, and definitely Saquon had it. These Kelly Green jerseys are unbelievable. So clean. I believe they moved to 5-0 now while wearing these. Not only did he have these jerseys on, but he had those sweet LeBron cleats on that he is gracing the Madden cover with. A lot of people are saying, hey, this is a Madden curse coming in for 2-6, but hopefully he lifted that curse off of him with this game. Yeah, it was some more under the center, some extra O-lineman stuff. So love to see it. Interesting to see how they handle the A.J. Brown situation going forward.
Yeah, a lot of conversation around that, obviously. Saquon Barkley, rush yards under center snaps. This is from Hembo. Weeks 1 through 7, 102 yards. Week 8 alone, 116 yards.
Well,
So, Patullo was trying to get his feet up on her. He still had a lot going on.
Right.
And they started figuring it out. And this is an Eagles team, I think we all understand with the amount of talent that they have, that if they do figure it out, right back in Super Bowl conversations, even though everybody's trying to bury them all the time. And the number 1 headline coming out of the weekend, as we all knew, talking about Super Bowl. Colts going to win.
Hell yeah.
The Colts going to win the Super Bowl. This is just, I think 7 out of the 8 weeks we've done this first 15, this has been the number 1 headline, strictly because I've been watching every single snap, so it's a pretty biased program. My name's in it, I apologize. These dudes are unbelievable.
Yes.
They don't really have a flaw right now, honestly. We lose to the Rams, that's our only loss, and we all understand what happened in that game. We certainly should have won that. Los Angeles Rams took advantage of the situation and definitely won. That guy right there, though, seemingly untackleable.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on pace to break every record there is. 4 games with 3+ touchdowns. Okay, that's just absolutely insanity. He has more touchdowns than some teams as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
And that means the offensive line's back to doing what they're doing. And we all saw a screenshot of one of the holes that he had to hit yesterday. I mean, there's an actual freight train that is possible to go through it. The offensive line have taken a lot of pride in what they're doing this year. Yeah, I mean, that is... Now, granted, I'm not saying that Jonathan Taylor isn't unbelievable and Jonathan Taylor finds holes that might appear to be this big. But if you give Jonathan Taylor this hole right here, I mean, yeah, we're going to be okay. And that's what Saquon was last year with Philadelphia. It feels like that's what our offense is matching up. And Danny Dimes is putting us in the right situation every time. I mean, this guy is a super genius. And just... every throw, he's seemingly going to the right place. He very rarely misses. And then Michael Pittman Jr. has like one of the nicest touchdown catches of all time. I'm down here in the corner, can't see it all. I see that guy draped over top of him. I just flag, thank you. We're about to have first down on the one. This is amazing. And then you hear everybody go crazy. And I turn my back. No way this dude caught this. They showed 6 highlights of this thing in the stadium immediately. Great work by the stadium operators. Every angle looked better. Like, the first angle was insane. Second angle, he's like, that is clearly a one-handed catch that he goes through a guy. Third angle, it's like what his other hand was doing in there. It's like this guy is an absolute dog, has been willing to sacrifice his whole body on the field.
Yeah.
Last year when the Colts were what they were, which I think everybody in that locker room now would come to grips with, maybe they weren't operating like a professional football team in all aspects, especially with what they've been able to do this year. It's unbelievable. Pittman in the middle of that run, full dolphin dive in the middle of his body gets bent backwards, folded in half, gets up, goes back out there, does it again.
Yeah.
Like, this guy will lay his body on the line for us. Alec Pierce as well. It's
Great
just like
pick.
Tyler Warren is outrageous. And then on the defensive side, we got to tighten some things up, of course. Felt like the Titans had some opportunities, and we didn't know what they were doing. I mean, there was a couple plays where maybe they got Lou, where we had a bad call, and boy, they had a good play call on their side. And Cam Ward was able to make some big-time plays. But, like, the Colts are very comfortable with where they're at right now. And I think they're all talking the same way. They know that they got a lot of shit still to prove. And the MVP chants were very real for Jonathan Taylor yesterday, D-Bud.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. The combination of speed, power, vision, like once he gets to that second or third level, just very like Saquon was last year, it can go for a home run at any given time. And obviously it starts with the offensive line, creating those gaps, and then him finding them and then exploiting what happens on the back end. And then a lot of people comparing this season to Saquon's. We haven't had a non-QB MVP since 2012, and it was Adrian Peterson. But his touchdown total already up to 14. I think Saquon had 15 a total of all last year. You know, Jalen Hurts stole a bunch of them with the quarterback sneaks. But he is phenomenal. 28, unbelievable with the long list of great running backs that have played for the organization. He's kind of the next one up. And then you talked about Daniel Jones. Just complete control of the offense. You saw plenty of time with like less than 12 or 10 seconds on the clock, and he's making some last minute audible. And the guys around him, it's like just take your turn. It's very much like the Green Bay Packers. Not necessarily that one guy who's going to come in and get 15 targets every Sunday, but Pittman, Pierce, Downs when it's his turn, Warren whenever it's his turn. These guys just shows up, and Daniel Jones has been doing a great job putting the ball on him, just controlling the game on every aspect. Man, I absolutely loving what I'm seeing from this Indianapolis Colts team.
And one of the things like that we were so excited about with Anthony Richardson was the fact that he was mobile. Like if you go back to that photo of the wide open, big gaping hole that JT ran through, like the threat of Danny Dimes being mobile is one thing. Like even if you look on the right side, they're like, that guy is moving right because they think, hey, maybe Dimes has this on a boot, maybe he's running the ball, and that is, opening up things even more for JT. So like just Danny Dimes being out there has helped JT.
Shane Steichen, obviously with Philadelphia at the beginning of this whole thing, saw the benefits of Jalen. What Jalen had, which I think is why Anthony Richardson was so enticing for the Indianapolis Colts. It's like, hey, look what Shane was able to do with Jalen. Anthony Richardson, we should be able to do that. Not giving up on Anthony Richardson, but it certainly didn't click with Shane Steichen's offense is quick, and obviously with the injuries, didn't really have that much of an opportunity. But Danny Dimes is a more than suitable runner. And I think that was where a lot of people were like, are we going Anthony Richardson or Danny Dimes? Who's going to be the starter for this team? And they're like, well, the future of the NFL, you got to be able to run. It's like, hey, I understand he looks like he's like maybe a farmer or a banker, depending upon how he's dressed on the day. And he doesn't give much reaction. They put a camera on him. So they did an in-stadium entertainment. The helmet shuffle. Sure. I think it's the best one. I think the helmet shuffle is the best one.
Very solid.
There's an overrated, underrated one. Then there's like a celebrity lookalike one where they go around the entire place. Ba, 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 ba. Last one, Indiana Jones pops up. And everybody starts getting a sense of what's happening. Offense is on the field. This is in the middle of the game. Second quarter maybe. Middle of the game. And then they slide it over and there's just this clip, boom, close up on Daniel Jones. Place goes absolutely apeshit for him, right? He looks up for like half a second, sees himself. Oh no, head back down, starts like jogging in place, starts like working back. Place is going absolutely apeshit for him. And he's just like completely locked in, doesn't even acknowledge it. You can see there's a little blushing maybe, like a little bit of, this is not like the most comfortable, but right back into the huddle. And I think the next play we're off and running. It's like, he's just locked in. I think he's so calloused from what happened to him. He got his ass beat in New York, both physically and also through the media. This guy stinks, what a bust. Let alone the hard knock shit. You get rid of Saquon, guy goes and has an MVP year.
Yep.
Why? Because we bet on this guy. It's just like he has been hardened by it all, and we are reaping the benefits of it. And his next contract they're talking about is about to be big. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is a Michigan man who can certainly help us fill in the gaps on anything that we missed. We appreciate the hell out of him. And Overreaction Monday, first 15 regular. Ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Hey.
Schefter, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, that's a beautiful jacket, Pat. Very stylish. Very stylish.
Muchas gracias. This is from NFL Mexico, obviously. It feels delightful. It's hot as hell in here. I am sweating, but we will certainly represent and continue to do so. What do we need to know coming out of yesterday? Obviously, the Scadaboo injury was very scary. Complete dislocation that looked nasty. Obviously, anytime that takes place, people don't love it. Is there any other stories that maybe we didn't hit there over the top 5 headlines that you have out of a blowout Sunday for the NFL?
As you guys get ready to plan your Super Bowl parade, there's a few things I did want to point out there with going on with Indianapolis. Daniel Jones has played 6 games in which he hasn't turned over the football at all. At all. And Jonathan Taylor is on pace right now for 28 touchdowns this season, which is pretty good. 28 touchdowns. You win 28. You get 28 touchdowns. You generally should win an MVP. LaDainian Tomlinson, I think, has the record more than that. But he has to be considered an MVP candidate. The issue is, as D-Bub pointed out, the last 12 MVPs have all been quarterbacks. It's turned into, generally speaking, a quarterback award. And I would imagine before the season is through, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, some other quarterbacks will have something to say about whether or not Jonathan Taylor does win the MVP. But today, on October 27th, Jonathan Taylor is the MVP. Today, absolutely. The guy's been incredible. He has been speed, power, production, everything you'd want. But again, let's see if one of these quarterbacks overtakes him for what has become the most valuable quarterback, not the most valuable player award in the last 12 years.
His celebration, too, there was a toddler race as one of the breaks. Yeah, I think like 3-year-old, maybe 3 or 4-year-olds racing against each other. And the little boy that won the race, he did the Jonathan Taylor.
Filthy.
He did the Jonathan Taylor as a celebration. Wow. I thought to myself, it's like he has a clean celebration. Also doable. Yep. Like the celebration is doable. We've all seen people try to attempt the gritty. Okay, Gesicki and others.
Sure.
Okay, and there are certainly people that are great at the gritty. This one looks great, seemingly can do it as well. Everything about him right now is throwing 110, and I think he's capable of doing it all year. Tough guy. Had a couple injuries, but before that, literally never missed a game. He's all the way back to being exactly who we thought he was. Now, speaking of being all the way back, there's a Thursday night game. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Schefty, do you have more information on the Ravens' whole ordeal with basically retroactively changing Lamar's practice status on Friday? Obviously, a lot of people were up in arms about that. Are the Ravens going to face some serious repercussions here for how this went down, or what more do you know about this situation?
The league is going to conduct interviews this week. The Ravens continue to insist that it was an honest mistake in their words and that it was an accident, and they don't believe that they did anything wrong here. Now, the league will obviously talk to enough people and make a determination about whether or not a fine is warranted in this particular case. I don't think if the league finds wrongdoing that they're going to go more than a fine, but we'll see how this works out. This comes, obviously, at a time in the sports world where there is a lot of attention on injury reports now. And I would imagine that you're going to see more and more attention paid to this, that the league is going to be very sensitive to teams reporting accurate, honest injury information as we go along. They don't want anything like what's happened here in sports the last week. And so I think the penalties could be tied to that. My guess is there'll be a fine. The league will do the interviews this week, and they'll make a determination about whether or not there is a basis for a fine or some sort of discipline.